Hey you guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. Boost! I'm YouTube famous now. All right, let's get right into the drama. Not so much drama today. I mean, it's drama, kind of, because it falls under the category of, I don't know, internet gossip, internet rumors, things like that. But I want to make this very, very clear before I get into this video today. The reason why I'm making this video, because everybody comes to my video and they see the title and they're like, don't talk about Shane Dawson. Don't talk about Bobby Burns. You don't know. I'm like, could you just watch the video, please? The reason that YouTubers make videos is for people to watch them, not for people to read the titles and assume that they know what the video is about. I'm just saying, okay? So the reason that I'm making this video is that on a regular basis, I get people that comment on my videos or say to me all the time, I don't have a Twitter, I don't have Snapchat, so they don't see a lot of the stuff that goes on behind the scenes, so to speak. For those of us that are infatuated and obsessed, and yes, I do have receipts. Whitney, where are the receipts, Whitney? I do have receipts in this video. There's going to be Shane Dawson's entire Snapchat explanation of what happened with he and Bobby Burns. So let's get into a little background story about this. If you do not know who Bobby Burns is and you don't know who Shane Dawson is, every once in a while it's really crazy. Like, I'll get a comment and people will be like, I love you and I found Shane Dawson through you. What? I'm like, oh my God. So it's crazy to me that somebody on Shane's level that has, 10 million subscribers plus, that like people are finding him through me. I'm like, really? What? Me? No. Very rarely does that happen. But the reality is that a lot of people don't know who some of these huge YouTubers are. They just don't, And people ask me all the time, or they'll send me receipts about somebody and they'll be like, hey, do this video. And I'm like, I don't know who this person is. And then I go to their YouTube and they have millions of subscribers. And I'm like, how could I possibly not know who that person is, right? So the reality is, things that affect big YouTubers, a lot of times people don't even know the background story of it. So the reason that I'm doing this video today is to clear up the air in reference to a video that I made a couple days ago where I was talking about what had happened to Bobby Burns and Shane Dawson. Now, Shane Dawson did a series of videos where he was like, he had talked to an ex-girlfriend and then he talked to his dad and then he confronted a hater. Bobby Burns was the hater that he confronted, right? And the reason that he picked Bobby Burns was because Bobby Burns had made a video saying that Shane Dawson made terrible content, right? So he had him out there and like they met up and all this kind of stuff and had him to his house and they sat down and they talked about it, right? And he asked Bobby, why did you feel like my content was terrible, but you watched it anyway? And if you watch the video, you can tell, and Shane has kind of responded to this, there was something about Bobby that he really liked. And then he also said that Bobby reminded him a lot of himself when he had started on YouTube, which makes a lot of sense, right? So on an emotional level, Shane had kind of an attachment to this kid because he kind of felt like, I think, let's turn this kid, a negative into the positive. He's trying to do content on this way. Let me show him that you can be content videos. Let me show him that you can be just as successful being true to who you are and not having to tear other people down, right? And that's a lot of times why on my channel, I try to do the drama or the gossip without doing that, and also having teaching experience and share mistakes that I've made in my life and try to say, hey, if you listen to this, to this YouTuber, maybe you can learn from the poor mistakes that I've made in my life. So, it was a very nice thing that Shane was doing. He then, there was a 3-part series. He really helped Bobby build his channel. He then gave Bobby a Jeep. He has come out since and said the reason that he gave him the Jeep was because he knows how hard it is to move to LA as a YouTuber and that you're really struggling financially and things like that. And so really at the core of all this, my assumption is, okay, my opinion, and this is just a commentary channel, is that Shane saw himself in this kid and was like, you know what, I'm really gonna help this person out. He wasn't really a hater of mine, he was just making commentary on a bigger YouTuber, and when you really sit down and you see him go back and forth, there really is no animosity there or any anger, and so they became friends, and they started working together, and then Shane also put him on a Sunday show. Well, all hell broke loose because people that love Shane do not love Bobby. And it felt very much to a lot of people like Shane was forcing Bobby on them. Like, you have to like him, you have to like him, you have to like him. At the same time, a lot of people were criticizing Bobby and saying that his commentary had changed, or that his video content, videos had changed. I'm so tired of the word content, okay? I'm just so tired of it. But that it had changed, right? And that he wasn't the same person that he was before, basically calling him a sellout and saying, oh, now that Shane Dawson, like, you know, said, oh, okay, well, you're not my hater anymore, you can't go back and do the same thing that you were doing. Well, I don't know that I necessarily believe that that's the case. So over the course of the last couple weeks, Bobby has not been on Shane's Sunday show, which Shane has come out and said it just wasn't real successful, so we're going to revamp it. The Sunday show needs to be revamped anyway, blah, 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 whatever. Bobby wasn't posting videos. People didn't know where Bobby had gone. They were like, what's going on? Did Shane fire him? Did Shane not? A lot of videos were coming out about it. And then 2 days ago, I made a video, and a couple other drama channels made videos, you know, speculating what was going on. And I feel like in my video, I was really nice. I was really fair. You know, I was like, hey, you know, like I talked about all this kind of stuff because that day, Bobby put out a video called I Had a Breakdown. And he talked about like YouTuber burnout and all that kind of stuff. And, you know, it's interesting to see this from a kid his age point of view, burn out that quickly doing something that you're passionate about. And it really breaks my heart. It makes me sad. So, you know, I just kind of like gave my commentary on the video and blah, 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 whatever, and what I thought. Well, Shane Dawson came out and he cleared the air. So for those of you that do not have Twitter and that you don't have Snapchat and you don't know about that, I'm going to tell you what happened after that, okay? So let's get right into this. Let me open my phone. Whitney, the receipts, Whitney. So Bobby Burns posted this video 2 days ago called I Had a Breakdown, Mental Health on YouTube. And he tweeted it out and he put, I'm back. And Shane Dawson retweeted it and he said, proud of you with a heart, which was really, really nice. And basically what he said was, you know, I'm like through this statement, like I'm validating, you know, what the choices that you're made and what you're doing. And I think that that really shows support from, you know, Shane's point of view. But people kept on speculating. And the thing was, is that the comment sections of Bobby's videos and Shane's videos where Bobby was in them just wasn't very nice. And to be really honest with you, in the video that I did the other day, people were either super fans of Bobby, you could tell, or people were very cruel to him. So if you leave a comment on this video, I am going to ask you, whatever your opinion is about Bobby, you know, try to say it in a compassionate, kind way. We don't have to rip somebody to shreds. You know, you can just, if you don't like somebody's, you know, content, if you don't like their content, okay, move on. Find somebody that you do like. So anyway, so Shane Dawson tweeted out 22 hours ago, posted the full story on my Snapchat. But the shortened version is, I didn't fire Bobby Burns, and there's literally zero drama, like none. Haha, we both just were completely loving the Sunday show, weren't completely loving the Sunday show, so we put it on pause. It's not easy admitting when something doesn't work. And then he follows it up by saying, but I think everything happens for a reason, and I'm really happy that it all did. I'm genuinely excited to see Bobby make more videos on his channel. That's what I wanted in the first place as a fan of his stuff. Anyway, there's no drama or tea. I'm too old for it, haha. Well, I'm not. Okay, so anyway, so then he took to Snapchat and he gave a very specific explanation of what had happened. Do you guys want to see it? All right, Shane, roll it.
Hey guys. I wanted to talk about the Bobby Burns situation a little bit because I haven't really said anything about it because I didn't think I needed to because I felt kind of like, oh, it's just people talking and stuff. But I think it is affecting him. I mean, I know it's affecting him. I've talked to him about it. And I've been a little out of the loop. So when I saw all of the comments and stuff, I was like, okay, like I should say something. There's no drama. There's no issues with me and Bobby. There's not, like, literally no tea to be spilled. I wish there was, but there's not. It's tealess. I think in general, it was a lot. Like, him moving here to start the show on my channel, we didn't completely know what it was yet. Like, all of it happened really fast, and I think it was, like, overwhelming and stressful. And I was like going crazy over it, just being like, is this good enough? Are people gonna not like it? What if they don't like you? And then is that gonna affect you? And then he was going crazy over it, like, oh, is this good enough? Like, it was just like a lot, right? And it got to a point where I was like, I think you need to take a break, focus on your channel and your thing, I'm going to focus on my thing. I've been editing so much more lately and making videos that take a long time to make. So that's kind of what it is. I mean, it's definitely, you know, not a drama-filled thing. I love Bobby. I believe in him so much, just as much as I always did. And I didn't know it had become such a situation. There's really no drama. But I don't know. I don't know what else to say. So yeah, go check out his new video. He posted a really sweet one. And as far as working with Bobby in the future, I mean, yes, of course. I don't know about the Sunday show. I'm going to be honest. Me and him still have to sit down and figure it out. But I know for a fact I'm still going to do stuff with him. Whether that's on his channel, my channel, I don't know. But like, that whole Sunday thing, if it happens again, needs a whole reinvention, just because it just was like way too hard to make, way too, like, it just, all of it. It's a lot. All right. I am gonna go shower. Just kidding, never, bye.
Okay, so what do we think about that? You guys, do you believe him? Do you not believe him? I mean, what does Shane Dawson have to lose by getting on there and telling the truth, really? Like, we always want to, like, break something down, because I know there are people who are saying, like, oh, well, you think Bobby put him up to that? Bobby probably called him and said, dude, you have to say something, bruh, you have to do something, because everybody's coming for me. Maybe it's just Shane just being like, look, there really is no drama, okay? Because he said in there, you know, like, I just kind of didn't even know what was going on, and then Bobby let me know that all, so anyway, it's just not that deep, right? But then Shane Dawson tweets out, and he says, what I really want is for Bobby Burns to do an old school critical video about the Sunday show. That would be everything. And what he's talking about is if he would go back, and this is Shane kind of saying publicly, let me give you some advice, Bobby, right? Go back to doing what you were doing before. Go back to doing what you loved, because that's really where your heart and your passion is. And the thing is that I think that with Shane's support and Bobby going back and doing what he did before, which would be hilarious if he sat down at a desk and just ripped apart his own Sunday show, I would live for it. You know what I mean? Like, if he did it and said, like, this is terrible, 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 terrible content, that would be hilarious, right? Because, quite frankly, it is. And it's just not the Bobby Burns that people liked. And what was really interesting to me was that when I was reading the comments on the video that I made, so many people came out and said, you know, 6 months ago I started watching Bobby before any of this happened, and I really fell in love with his stuff. You know, 8 months ago I was watching Bobby's videos, and I really liked his voice as a person. And the reality is, this is the hard part, right? Is that a lot of people are assuming that Shane Dawson made Bobby Burns. Shane Dawson did not make Bobby Burns. Shane Dawson helped Bobby Burns get to the number that he is. Bobby Burns got himself noticed for a reason. He had 290 or 280,000 subscribers before Shane Dawson ever had him out there and, you know, did the confronting a hater video and all that kind of stuff. So Bobby has a lot on his own, right? The problem is that he said in his video where he talked about I had a breakdown that, like, I started making content videos for what I thought people would like that were coming over from Shane's videos. So what he was trying to do to some degree was become a mini Shane, because he thought that's what people wanted, right? Well, when you see a YouTuber like Shane Dawson that has had a lot of people on his channel, I mean, not this one, but he's had a lot of people on his channel or his podcast and all that kind of stuff, you know, you can instantly feel, a lot of times with any collab that you see, you know, like, I watch a lot of collabs, and I've done a lot of videos recently on, like, the Trisha Paytas and the Jeffree Star collab, and, you know, the Manny Mua and the Christine Seidelko collab and all this kind of stuff. And you can tell right away if somebody is staying true to who they really are, or if they're changing because of the person that they're there with, right? And I think true talent shines through when you see that person stay true to who they are, even in the, you know, middle of this collab, or even when they're doing that. And I think that people really wanted to see Bobby Burns stay true to who he was. But I have to say, you know, if tomorrow I woke up and I had quadrupled in numbers on YouTube, all based on one video or all based on one idea about myself, I do think that would be really, really difficult. I think I would start questioning the gig. I would be like, okay, well, what do people want from me? Because at the end of the day, the reason that people make videos, one of the things I hate, and people know this, is when people say, I don't make videos for the views. I don't care about the views. Yes, you do. Everybody makes videos for views. Period. End of story. If you don't, why are you making videos? Are you making videos because you don't want anybody to watch them? That's bullshit, okay? Every YouTuber out there is making videos because they want somebody to watch them. And every time a YouTuber reaches out to me and they're like, I don't know what to do with my channel. I don't know what to do with my channel. Can you help me? And I'm like, well, what's the problem? They're like, nobody's watching my videos, okay? So the reality is, oh, lost a fan on that one. So the reality is everybody wants people to watch their videos. So for Bobby to like walk away from what he was doing, with the help of Shane Dawson, who has proven to be quite the YouTube genius, okay, it's hard because he's like, well, what should I do? Well, just because something worked for Shane Dawson does not mean it's gonna work for you. And I do think that if Shane has one message that floats through all of his videos, what that message is, be true to who you are at any expense. Be true to who you are, believe in yourself, and always put yourself first, you know? I think a lot of times Shane being the first one to talk about his own insecurities and his own difficulties, which is something that I relate to so much, you know? On his videos, my favorite Shane Dawson videos are where he talked about body dysmorphia, and he talked about issues that he's going through in his own life. The video where he confronted his dad was phenomenal, you know? All of those videos that really show true emotion of who he is. I like his funny videos, don't get me wrong, but those are the videos that are, I think, the truest to who Shane Dawson as a person. And any comedian out there, okay, that's worth their weight, their comedy, their humor shines through by the pain they've gone through in their life, and they use humor to get through that and have it be a cathartic experience. And that's what Shane does, and that's why Shane is so amazing at what he does in his videos, and I love him for it, and I will be a super fan forever. Unless he really fucks up. No, but you know, and I think that like, if anything, I hope Bobby learns that from Shane. Don't copy Shane's gig. You don't have to be a mini Shane. You can do your thing and people will like you. In fact, people will probably respect you more for it. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.